we turn now to a story that we have been following for a number of days that focuses on a basketball game on Saturday, January 31st. It happened at Morehouse. It was a game between rivals Tuskegee and Morehouse. There is video, you're seeing it on your screen right now, that circulated on social media showing Tuskegee basketball head coach Benjy Taylor being placed in handcuffs and escorted off of the court after the game. Our understanding was that no charges were filed. Tuskegee University released a statement declaring its total support of Coach Taylor. We can read more from that statement in a bit. And on Monday, the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, the SIAC, that is the conference that Morehouse and Tuskegee play in, the conference announced that it was fining Morehouse for what it described as an undisclosed amount after it, quote, determined that Morehouse College did not satisfy the required security standards for a host institution, specifically as it relates to crowd control and ensuring the safe entry and exit of visiting teams and game participants. Morehouse at this point has not responded to a request for comment, but we have Gerald Grigg joining us now. He is the leader of the Georgia NAACP and also a practicing attorney. And Mr. Griggs, you represent Coach Taylor at this point, correct?
Yes, I represent Coach Taylor along with Harry Daniels. And so we are trying to get to the bottom of what happened to Coach Taylor on the campus of Morehouse College on Saturday after the game between Tuskegee and Morehouse.
Have you filed any litigation on this issue at this point?
We filed a notice to Morehouse, making them aware of our representation and our request for immediate action in this case. We're looking forward to hearing back from Morehouse, and then if we do hear back from them, we will begin our process. If we don't, then there will be federal litigation filed.
And if you do go that route and go to federal court, what kind of suit would you be filing here?
Civil rights violations. We believe that our client, Coach Taylor's civil rights were violated when he was unjustly taken into custody. He had violated no laws. He had not done anything to necessitate him being embarrassed in front of 2,000 people and millions of individuals who've now seen the video online. So we believe that his civil rights were violated, and we want to get to the bottom of why Morehouse allowed it to happen on their campus.
He was detained, and Mr. Griggs, we may have just lost. Okay, I think we got you back there.
Yes.
Appreciate your patience. Fill us in a little bit. How long was Coach Benjy Taylor detained after he was cuffed on the court there?
So for several minutes, we believe almost 30 minutes, he was detained in the rear portion of the stadium in the weight room area. And he was never advised of why he was being detained or why he was being potentially arrested. Because in Georgia, if you're not free to leave, you're in fact arrested. But ultimately, he was released and he's shaken. He was distraught at the time. His wife, many members of his family were present at the game. Of course, the student athletes saw it and many of the fans. So it was completely unnecessary action to be taken on behest of Morehouse. And we want to get to the bottom of why it happened.
Can you shed a little bit more light on, from your perspective, what led up to the decision by that Morehouse police officer to place Coach Taylor in those handcuffs? What was the situation leading up to it?
Yeah, so my understanding was that during the course of the game, members of the football team were present on the baseline. And of course, that's a violation of the SIAH policies. And so Coach Taylor was telling the administration and ultimately told law enforcement that there was a violation. Now, once the football players attempted to get into the handshake line after heckling members of the basketball team, that's when Coach Taylor approached law enforcement and told them this was a violation and he wanted them removed. At which point he was taken into custody. And as you can see from the video, he was shocked that he was being taken into custody. He actually kind of smiled because it was so ridiculous of what was happening. And so that's our understanding of what happened. There's multiple footage of video angles of what happened to Coach Taylor. And again, given what the conference has already stated, he was well within his rights. Given what Tuskegee has already stated, they unequivocally support our client. We want to understand why Morehouse thought it was a good idea to have him detained in handcuffs for a prolonged amount of time.
And you reference Tuskegee's response and the conference's response. I know if folks have been with us throughout this conversation, we talked about the conference's response and their decision to fine Morehouse for an undisclosed amount. They announced that earlier this week. Tuskegee putting out a statement as well on Sunday saying, in part, quote, Coach Taylor is a respected professional who has consistently demonstrated exemplary leadership, integrity, and concern for the well-being of his student athletes. Throughout his tenure at Tuskegee University, he has upheld the highest ideals of collegiate athletics and represented this institution with distinction. Mr. Griggs, which obviously you said no litigation has been filed yet. You have filed a notice to Morehouse. Where does this go next? Is there an off ramp that would, you predict, lead you and your client to decide not to file suit?
Yes, I mean, ultimately, if Morehouse clears his name, clears the reputational harm that has occurred because of what happened on their campus, make sure that he has compensated for his pain and suffering, but more importantly, issues a strong statement that this should never have happened. This is the first coach who's ever been arrested on the court after a collegiate basketball game. This has done damage. He's already suffered repercussions from this. He's seeking, of course, medical attention for what happened. But he's also concerned about the reputational harm this has done to him. He's a decorated coach. He's been coach of the year. He's coached at multiple institutions, always had a great rapport with his student athletes, and was in the middle of a very productive and winning season this season. And now to have this happen, to take away from the potential tournament run that the team is on, it just is unfathomable for him to have to go through this. So Morehouse has to make good on protecting civil rights, especially those for coaches. And we want to make sure that our client, Coach Taylor, is appropriately compensated as well as apologized to by Morehouse for what happened at their arena at the behest of their security.
Two last questions for you here, Mr. Griggs. One, you said that you'll be seeking to make sure that Coach Taylor is adequately compensated. What would that look like in a dollar amount?
We don't have a dollar amount. You have to really recognize that he is a decorated coach. He's been coach of the year. He's in the middle of a very good run in the tournament for the conference title. And so you have to understand this went around the world. We've received calls from around the world in support of him, but this particular video went viral, and now he has to deal with that. When he goes into opposing arenas, there will be signs made about this. They have to understand that this had a disproportionate effect on his professional career, and that has to be corrected immediately. So the first thing Morehouse needs to do is get back in touch with us. We've already sent the notice. They know what we would expect in this case. We can negotiate from there, but they need to make good on this, and remaining silent is only going to do more damage.
Mr. Griggs, you also mentioned that Coach Taylor is seeking medical attention. Was he injured in this altercation or incident?
Well, you have to understand that the emotional trauma of a man being arrested for something that they did not do has an impact not only on Coach Taylor, but his wife who witnessed it, the fans that witnessed it, the family members that witnessed it. So I think that he's going through emotional distress that has to be properly evaluated and taken care of. And so those are the reasons why he's continuing to seek treatment, but he's also trying to get past what happened and trying to be there for his student athletes, which he's been there for his entire career. So these are a lot of the things that are going on because of what happened last Saturday.
And Mr. Griggs, one last question, if you'll permit me, sir. I appreciate your patience. Excuse me. I appreciate your patience, but I know people who are following the story and following this conversation, many of them will be listening to how you're laying out this situation and nodding their heads along. I suspect there may be some others as well who might see that the conference has fined Morehouse, that Tuskegee has voiced its unequivocal support of Coach Taylor, and as you mentioned, Coach Taylor's trying to move on with his season. I suspect some people may look at this situation and wonder if it's something that could be handled outside of the legal system and without legal representation. To somebody who might voice that question, what would you say to them?
I would say his constitutional rights and civil rights were violated. the best thing that he can do at this point, especially when law enforcement put handcuffs on you, is to contact legal counsel to make sure that your rights are protected. We understand that some people may have the opinion that maybe you don't need attorneys in that case. Those people obviously didn't see the video and see law enforcement place handcuffs on our client. What needs to happen in this case is Morehouse needs to correct the wrong that happened. They need to first and foremost apologize directly to our client, but also make him whole. The reputational damage that has been done and continues to be done has to be addressed. And ultimately, it has to be addressed to the satisfaction of the person who was harmed. So it's great that the conference has come out. It's great that his institution has come out. Now it's time for Morehouse to make good on the wrong that they did.
Gerald Grigg representing Tuskegee University coach Benjy Taylor, also the leader of Georgia's NAACP. Mr. Grigg, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Zach.
And we should point out here, too, as we get ready to go to break, again, we have reached out to Morehouse for comment on this incident. So far, we have not heard back.